Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to Love Adventure number 2 readings. The last time I did love readings was about 3 or 4 months ago. It was like back in June of this year. So it's time for an update. Now, these are timeless, of course, but love is such an amazing adventure into knowing who we really are. So we're going to jump in and see what's coming next in our adventure of love. If you want to check out the previous ones, I will throw a link to the playlist for the Love Adventure number 1 at the end. So if you want to go check those out, feel free to do so. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what is in store for you. All right, my Leos, this is your love reading for these next 3 months. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Rumi Oracle. They are beautiful. And we're just going to see what overall message for the next 3 months that the Creator wants you to know about your love adventure. There we go. All right, Creator, what do you want our Leos to know about their love adventure over the next 3 months, please? Okay, like that is the one. Do you have number 10, Celestial Rose of Ma? I love that burning energy there. Reminds me of your fire energy, your fire element, Leos. So I'll put that right here, and then we'll see what message comes with that here. And it's a little bit of reading, so it's going to be story time with Bretta Zen, but it's beautiful. So we're going to read over this here. So this is a message from Rumi to you. It says, "The Divine Mother offers me her rose. How rich that gift may be. I tear my flesh on its thorns and my blood flows. I curse myself for carelessness, and yet in my desire to grasp this gift, it happens again and again. Then I realize such is its scent, its beauty. How can I be tentative in my approach? My senses are drenched in beauty, and I long to inhale the exquisite perfume, to reach for the velvet dew of the petals, soft and delicate under my touch. Perhaps I will be scraped and I will bleed, yet that is not enough to deter me, to prevent me from accepting this gift. The magnificence of the bloom renders the struggle to enjoy it as a worthy, noble, essential pursuit. Of course, I understand something so precious must be protected. It must be allowed to live. More than this, to thrive. So those thorns are hooks that allow for growth for those that would bear the pain of the ascent to the rose's blooming heart. And those thorns are barbs that keep away those that would consume the creation without appreciating its worth and beauty. Yes, those thorns serve essential purpose. I cannot begrudge them, for I love the rose, and so I love what is necessary for her to be. So I love the thorns too." Beautiful. And this says a spiritual gift is on its way to you. The celestial rose of the Divine Mother is a precious offering of sacred love to the soul. That love can lift you beyond what you have known, beyond self-imposed limits, by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will begin to think thoughts you have never dared think before. You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness, in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will feel ecstasy without apparent cause, and you will feel as though every breath is a seductive caress of the heavenly lover. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way you've never known quite how to go about. This spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and the opening up of a time of new opportunities. a flourishing and thriving release of your unique soul fragrance into the world, it's a gift worth having. So then, the sticking point is not the value of the gift. The sticking point, the place where one can stumble and place hands to the ground to break a fall rather than open them to receive, is in the thorn. The thorn is the point of pain. It is what tears at you, but is essential for you to receive the rose. Your thorn may be the love you need to let go of now, so you're able to open to your present rather than your haunted past. Your thorn may be the fear that if you grow too vibrant and embrace the magnificence of your being, others will shun you out of jealousy or fear and leave you alone. Your thorn may be a constant need to bargain with life, that you shall take one step provided certain unwanted events don't take place, rather than just accepting it and living it as presented to you. Your thorn may be looking deep within the heart and removing a crown of thorns, representative of your suffering over a long, long time, letting it go, allowing the heart to heal. This, with a sense of virginal purity to emanate from the heart, realizing that even great suffering has not tarnished its radiance, but only allowed it to grow strong. Your ready for love heart can now be free from expectation and instead be open to life with curiosity and reverence. Oh, those thorns, they have served their purpose, not in and of themselves, but rather that they have proven you worthy of the rose and ready now to receive its beauty, healing, and grace. Whatever your thorns are or have been, be willing to deal with them, to face them, and most importantly, to release them without any shred of doubt, shame, guilt, or recrimination. Beloved, they have served, and now their purpose has been completed. The celestial rose of Ma promises a gift worth so much more than any pain you're holding on to. So release to receive now. Can you sense the dew-soft petals and luscious fragrance opening to you now? Beautiful. So yeah, definitely this next 3 months is realizing all the pain and all the suffering that you went through and experienced, on your human side has always been pointing you back. It's like this major capital D disappointments that you felt, and they, like the thorn on a rose bush or on a rose stem, it has pricked you, and that pain is what has awakened you. Because it's this interesting message that's coming from me is like, if you didn't have pain, you would have settled for this earthly conditional love that is an imitation and is a very small, tiny, tiny piece of the love that you're capable of feeling, even as a human. And in that, with all those disappointments, they've been pushing you inward and pointing you inward to where you find the truest love you have of all, which is coming from back home, coming from who you really are, this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. It comes from the cosmos, from the celestial, from beyond this planet. And when what happens is you realize that, and as you're realizing this pain had its purpose, you don't feel like you were a victim of these loves and victim of these actions, that they were all for you, turning you inward and finding this most amazing, unlimited, unconditional love that lives within you. The true love you've been searching for all along, that you were told. It talks about expectations, all these expectations of looking in the outside world, because we were always told, everybody, that what's going to fulfill you is out there, when really it's all in here. And so when we're out there, all those disappointments keep on going, look back there, look back there, look back here, look back here, look back here. And eventually we're like so tired so sick and tired of being disappointed in the external world that we turn inward. And I feel like that's the journey that you're going through with this. And we're going to pull more cards here, of course. So next we're going to pull from this crystal medicine oracle. We're just going to see what else the Creator wants you to know about this journey and about this, next 3 months in your love adventure, what they want you to know. What medicine can help you move from this to there. Maybe there's some sort of tool that the Creator recommends. Just give these a good shuffle here. All right, Creator, for our Leos, what do you want them to know about what will help them move from the prickiness of the stem up to the beautiful fragrance of the rose? Here we go. And you got initiation, and that's sacred site, and the crystal is phenacite, and that's card number 16, if that means anything to you. But definitely, I love this initiation because it's like you're being initiated into a new level of your life, right? And that, let's see what comes with this here about moving from this place to here. This is, so the initiation piece, it says you've attracted this card into your awareness as it's a sacred time of initiation. Throughout your life, there are certain times when you're offered opportunities for huge personal growth, and your soul in these moments is aligned with the powerful energy that allows for awakening on all levels. Wow. You're entering into a rite of passage where you'll be offered new gifts and abilities to assist you on your journey. The stars are aligning at this time to shower you with divine blessings. Have you been feeling a little frustrated with or stuck in your life? Have you been doubting your purpose? Do you struggle to believe in yourself and feel unworthy? Well, the universe has shown up to remind you how powerful and amazing you are. Know that you are worthy, and all that you have been searching for, or the wisdom and clarity of action, your next step is right here. Take the time to connect to and be aware of what's coming through for you at this time. Could be an offer of a new job, an opportunity to go on holiday, a marriage, birth of a child, death of a loved one, or any other major event in your life. These are the catalysts, or the thorns, right, to bring in this new vibration and energy for you. A universal blessing and ignition of the soul. Your gifts are ready to be honored and worked with, and now is the divine timing of initiation and honor of who you are and what you have already achieved. Make sure to nurture and believe in yourself as you birth this new energy. Beautiful. And then the sacred site is on the medicine. It says there are thousands of sacred sites spread throughout the globe, created and founded by ancient civilizations. They were built where ley lines or energy lines crossed, making them a powerful vortex to connect to other worlds. They are known to hold the dynamic energy of initiation and sacredness. Being in a sacred site will lift your energy to a higher state of consciousness. The ancients knew this and would facilitate all their ceremony and sacred business in these places. Some examples of sacred sites include Uluru, Machu Picchu, Stonehenge, Mount Shasta, and the Grand Canyon. If you ever get an opportunity to travel to a sacred site, you will understand the powerful initiation it can offer, and you will definitely be transformed by the experience. Beautiful. So really feel that for you, what will help you transform is physically visiting a sacred site, or even just looking it up online, watching YouTube video about it, whatever attracts you to it. And if there is a place that you've always been attracted to and is a favorite place of yours, or somewhere you've always wanted to go see, look into that, really research that area and see what sacred sites are around there, if it's not a sacred site itself. And if you're not able to physically visit, I know with everything going on in the world, and, it can be difficult to get away physically to those locations. So if you're not, then do that, and actually just take time to sit and think and close your eyes. If you meditate on that place. If not, just close your eyes and just imagine yourself being there, and take yourself on this journey, within your mind's eye there, and see what comes, what you experience, and how you move around in it. Because I really feel that attaching to sacredness is really going to help you attach to this higher power of who you are. And it allows you to see beyond all these thorns, and where you're opening up to. What we're going to do next is I'm going to pull, I have 2 sets of decks of these Love Oracle cards. I've got the shadowed one and then the pink one, which is the higher heart. And I'm just going to pull some cards here to see what the Creator wants you to know about. Just identifying some of those, say some of the pricks, some of the thorns that have happened in your life. The prickly people, right? Just a little shuffle here. All right, Creator, what do you want to identify with thorns there were? What do you want them to know about the past? Those things that, you talked about letting go of. What has served its purpose to show you how worthy that you are? Nope, they're setting up those. Patience, grasshopper, they say patience. Okay, thank you. And that one. Okay, nice. So that's it. Yeah, so you had date. And this says meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date. And for me, what this feels like is, because it did mention about letting things go and opening your heart and different things. But I feel like you've done this before. You got to the point where, and this is a general reading, so, this is going to be for everyone, but I feel like for a large portion of you, got, you grabbed a rose, and you got all those thorns and all that pain, that heartbreak, those experiences. And so you put down the rose and you're like, I'm never going to do that again. And then this time came up where you were being nudged toward this direction, and you went and picked it up again, and you're like, ouch, and it hurt. It almost feels like it hurt even more. Even though they say the first cut of the heart is the deepest, this felt like it hurt even more. And I think it's because I feel like you were like, I'm so stupid. I knew I didn't want to do this, or I wasn't ready to. And then so you put back down the rose. And so this angst, this resistance to opening your heart, to be vulnerable, to caring about people. And that doesn't need to be, romantic. It can be friendships. It can be with family. It can be with coworkers, even pets. Pets, we have these beautiful relationships that we bond so well with them because a lot of them can't speak. Very few of them, in fact, not English anyway. And so we don't have a lot of disagreements, and we have a lot of sharing of love, because that's what animals are able to do. They have so much love that they just give freely and usually don't hold grudges. And so you might even have that you had an animal, you had one of your fur babies or feather babies of some kind, and it passed and it broke your heart. And then you had another, you worked through that pain, and then you got another, and then that also has left your life in one way or another. And So this is also about letting that go and being open and free to feel and to move into that again. So this is like this, double. I feel like you had this double pain, and you were like, never again. I told myself I wasn't going to do that again, and now you have this like doubt of, I don't want to do that again. But it's like the love that you receive from the experiences is worth it, right? And then with a relationship, especially with connecting to your soul and the sacredness that it's talking about, you are not the same person. You won't be the same person after you go through this initiation. And so your new relationships won't be like the old, because you're not going to be codependent anymore. You're not going to be dependent upon someone's attention and love, because you're going to have it from the celestial, from the cosmos, from your inside. You're going to feel whole and complete without it. And so all this is extra. It's not your lifeline, it's extra. And so you can take it or leave it. And you enjoy it while it's there. And it's like, oh, okay, it's moving out of my life. It's okay, because you're whole and complete on the inside. Yep. And then you got soulmates. And the message that comes with this is, because it says soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract, is this belief that we have that, in finding the one. And we have that, kind of poured into us from all of society. Since we're really young, and movies and books and everything else, it's like, I was incomplete until I found the one, and now I'm whole, yay! And then they die, and you're like, oh no, and that's like this story that happens here. I really feel like, again, for majority of you, that you feel like, I found my soulmate, then why did they cheat on me and leave me? Or why did they die? Or why did they not have interest in me? Do they not realize they're my soulmate? And so there's again, it's that prickliness that happens when we're rejected, when the love isn't, the conditional love of the world is not reciprocated back to us. And so, again, I feel like this is that hesitancy to trust anyone ever again, and this is like what you did, and then again something happened, so for some of you it was double duty. For some of you, a smaller, I'd say like 25% of you, it was more just this one time, and you're just like, it's left you with, again, scars in your fingers from the thorns, and you're like, you always look at it and remember, nope. But this is changing. This openness is changing to open to friendships, to romance, to communicating with family again, opening up to peers at work, even though others had stabbed you in your back. And it's a beautiful thing about the soul contract is that before we come down here, as our soul, we determine what kind of life we want to have. It's like entering a game, like a video game, where you choose your avatar, all your strengths, your opportunities, your challenges, et cetera, what you're going to look like, yada, yada, yada. And that's when you're going to enter the game, and you also plan when you're going to leave the game. And then all the levels and all the things you want to experience as you're going through it. And a lot of all these experiences, of course, require other actors, other players to be involved with you in your journey. And so other souls do agree to become those people for you, just like you agreed to be for someone else. And you don't even realize, in this drama of life, there's villains, heroes, and victims. And we're all three in our life, because that's this beautiful drama that we came here to experience on this giant stage. And we may not even realize that we're a villain to other people. In our own mind, we don't think we are. But I always tell people, we're like, oh, you're so wonderful. I'm surprised you're single. I'm like, well, let me go gather all my exes and we'll find out their opinion of who I was. Because in our minds, we have like, oh, I did everything. And in their minds, they did everything. That was wonderful. And, it's like we did nothing wrong, right, in our human side. That was just a side note, but it's about those soulmates, that we're all here and that we are these mirrors for each other, pointing us back to ourselves. And that's, I look back at all my exes and I have no hatred, no ill feelings toward them at all now in hindsight, after I realized that they were all my teachers, always showing me what I wanted to know about myself until I saw it. Because I knew that in the disrespectful way that they were treating me was because I was disrespecting myself. Again, I was looking outside of myself for my worth instead of inside for my worth. And so I was disrespecting myself in that way. It's like, why are you cheating on me? Why are you trying to find love out there when I'm the one that loves you in here? So... And then you got sunglasses. I love this. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. So yeah, our sunglasses definitely is the perception of how we see the world, right? It's definitely, it feels like shadiness. And, there, like I said, there's our own shadiness that we were doing. And of course the shadiness that we were perceiving other people were doing to us, but that prickliness, especially the gaslighting, for some of you the stalking stands out, but really the gaslighting is a huge piece of this, where you were meant to feel stupid about how you were perceiving how things were, but your intuition was pretty on par there. Your Leo energy that comes in, you do have this extra beautiful oomph inside that talks about your worth, and the because it's is the ruled by the sun, I believe. I think it's the sun. Yes, I saw a sun right here, and it's you see things in your own light, and so you kind of have, like lions have pride, like because of lion's pride, in who they are, and so that has to do with this perception too of how you saw yourself, and especially when I was just talking about both sides of those things, that you were you could have been shady and have thought higher of how you were treating the other individuals as well, but it was always a reflection on how you felt about yourself. It always comes back to you. Always comes back to you. Okay. All right, that's all that I wanted for that. And then we're going to look in here and see, as you go through this initiation, what ends up coming out on the other side. What does the Creator want you to know about your adventure of love and how you perceive love once you've gone through that initiation and that connection to your sacred site, to your sacred heart, to your higher heart. And one more time. Yeah, that's a better one. All right, Creator, what else do you want Leos to know about? Where does this love take them? What's their new? Okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want to date. Date. Uh-oh. Right? And the first thing I saw I felt when I saw I like you is that this is you talking to yourself. It's like you like yourself. The sacred, not only do you love yourself, you like who you are. And because of that, that exudes this confidence, that exudes this just beautiful, like I said, beautiful confidence, and to where you are able to date if you want, but like I said before, it's a totally new you, and you like yourself, and because you like yourself, you don't fall into this expectation trap that happens, which when you first meet someone, people are amazing, right? Because you have no expectations on them. When you meet them out of the blue, it's like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, because zero expectations, and this is how they're, being up here, right? And then you start to hang out, and your expectations start to go up a little bit on how they're supposed to treat you because you're hanging out together, especially romantically, right? And so you're hanging out, and then you start dating exclusively. And you hang out, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and then you get engaged, where you're actually going to go into partnership with them, right? And so you're like, oh my gosh, and they're still being who they were, but they seem less as amazing over time as they were before, because these supposed to's and shoulds and all those expectations on what it means when you get to this point in your relationship, what it's supposed to mean. And then you get married, and expectations fly up there, and they're like, why did you change? Why are you less than what you were before? And they haven't changed a thing, but we changed on the inside. And what happens when you love yourself and you're liking yourself and you're keeping your expectations at zero because you don't expect them to be anything else than they are, you remain in this beautiful relationship where you're grateful for who they are, thankful for who they are, and it's this abundance and this joy, and you just think they're amazing. But when your expectations start to rise, that's what brings you into this. So I love this for you. Just go forward knowing that, and even put reminders up for you all around you. No expectations, appreciate who they are. I usually write that in wedding cards when people invite me to weddings. I'll be like, never forget how you fell in love, and try to keep as few expectations on each other as possible so you can appreciate who you are and not focus on who you're not. Buzzkill, right? Look at sunglasses. So beautiful transformation here. I feel like this is, you have so much awareness that comes from this situation here, because your perception has changed. And because these were, these are light glasses here, and these are dark glasses here. It's like this was as much light as you could see in situations here, but now things are so bright, you really do need these shades to really grasp all the beautiful information. I love how it's like I'm seeing this heart that's so bright, whereas before this was like a small little candle in the darkness here, but here you're like this huge, big celestial being, and it's the love that you have and you're experiencing is so bright. Like that song is what was popping into my head. My future's so bright, I have to wear shades. And here, these were like not even real shades, because they're made out of. It's almost like this ghost shades, where these are real shades, and but I really like that. It keeps on coming in my mind. My future's so bright, I have to wear shades. So I'll leave it at that. And then you have here, it's the chaser, and it's chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. And what I love about this is because I talked in here about codependency, right? And so this is about that awareness that you have as you're, going in here. So we'll talk about codependency here because, I talked about my relationships, and I am a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. An important message that comes here, and this awareness that you have through this, is when you go look back on your relationships, if you're the enabler in a codependent relationships, you have this need to give, this need to be needed in order to have value in yourself. And so you base how worthy you are by how much you're able to give, because you have this belief that if people don't need you, they're going to leave you for someone else. Because if you have nothing to offer them as far as giving to them, then they're out of here. They're going to leave you. They're going to abandon you. And So, relationships usually start out equally giving, adult to adult, where I'm giving to you and I'm giving to you and I'm receiving from you and I'm receiving from you, and like, yay, it's beautiful. And then if you're, that's the beginning. If you're an enabler, then you start to go, I'm getting scared. If they don't need me, then they're going to be out of here. So I've got to, give. And they try to give to me. I'm like, no, I need to give to you. And you don't need to give to me because I want you dependent on me, right? And so it switches from this adult to this adult child, where we're giving, and they can only receive from us. And eventually they allow that because they're tired of, hitting against the wall of trying to give to you and you won't receive it. And then we become exhausted and resentful because we're giving and not getting anything back. We were so good in convincing them to receive from us that we have put ourselves in that position. And so we are exhausted, we're resentful. And then the other person, how ugly of a feeling that is. And I didn't realize this until, of course, in hindsight, when I looked back, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to, all my exes, because I put them in that position by not allowing them to give to me. And so for them to feel good about themselves, they want to give. And if I'm not receiving and allowing them to give to me, then where do they go? They go into an affair or with someone else, or they leave the relationship altogether, right? Or they become a workaholic and invest themselves into work because they get attention and gratitude for their giving, all that energy they're giving, they're getting rewarded somehow. Or they invest themselves in their friendships because their friends are allowing them to give and they're getting that attention that way. Or like working out or a hobby, they pour themselves into something where they feel they are able to give. And that's what this codependency is about. And so you have this awareness that comes through all that. All right, we're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot and just see what else the Creator wants you to know about this 3-month period here. But it's beautiful awareness that comes from all this. And it does allow you to open up and have, interactions to allow having flow of love from the outside. Because when you only love yourself this much, that's how much love you can give to others, and how much love you can receive from others is the amount to the extent that you love yourself. And so as you learn that self-love and that expands and opens up, you're able to give love more freely and unconditionally without expectation. But you're also able to receive love from the outside in a greater capacity. And that's why your love feels so bright you have to wear shades, right? All right, Creator, what else do you want our Leos to know about this 3-month adventure in love? And I always remind it, it's not all about romantical, it is about friendships and family, work, partners, fur babies. What else? Okay. Got the Queen of Wands. See, fur baby. And Wands is fire element, which is all about Leo. Leo is fire element as well. And this represents your drive, your ambition, your focus, your inner passions and your fire, right? It also represents your spiritual side. And with it being the queen, it brings in an extra element. Here is Ma. So this could definitely be like this divine feminine energy. Our Creator, they're the mother and father of all things. So they have both divine feminine and divine masculine in their being. And this is usually the nurturing side, the emotional side. So the divine feminine brings even more beautiful emotional energy in along with this. So I really feel that, this is being in tune with your energy, your higher self, your love energy. And the little cat, besides being a fur baby, is actually your protector and your guide as well. So just knowing that there is higher connection, especially, I can keep on coming back to this, the Rose of Ma, and her wand even has a flower on the top. So just being really in tune with this divine love that's there for you. We have the divine masculine side is a very powerful energy, but the divine feminine side of our Creator is so nurturing, so unconditionally loving and comforting. I mean, really, it's like being a cat. We can go up on the lap and just fall asleep in the arms of our Creator, feeling safe and secure and loved without condition, right? And then you have the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles is about the outside world. And they've been doing the work. They've been taking all the steps. You can see all the success and all the progress that they've made, through all this here. And so this is about feeling like you have to work at a relationship, is what's coming through for me here. It's like, you know what? I've done a lot of this, and it almost feels like I have this picture of like you're working on clay pots, and right when you get to the end of it, it's like it cracks, and you're like, gosh, I feel like I have to start all over again. And so you kind of feel like you have to go through this process over and over and over and over again, and you're like, I'm never going to get this right. And what's beautiful about that is that, with the thorns, that we feel, that we have, it's like you don't have to get it right. You just realize that all those cracks were for a purpose for you, to show you that those things are not going to fulfill you, that it's coming to this sacred site, going through this initiation and connecting to your higher self is what's going to fulfill you. And then when you fire up and make those pots with the cracks into vases, then you do like I think it was the Japanese maybe, or Chinese, one of the Asian cultures, they actually repair cracked like porcelain vases and stuff with gold. And so the cracks become something precious. And that's what I feel is coming from all this. And that's not normally the Eight of Pentacles, but that's the message that came through. So there you go. I mean, this is your higher heart and rose quartz heart. So I'm going to put that over here. And what we're going to pull next here, and we're almost done, hang in there, is these guardian angel cards. And we're just going to see what the guardian angels want you to know about this adventure for you here. I don't think I'm going to be able to shuffle these like normal. I'm just going to stick to the way I have been shuffling them. I was trying to get creative. That wasn't working. All right, guardian angels, what do you have for our beautiful Leos? Okay, thank you. And I'm going to show you the card here just to see that you do have these amazing beings of unconditional love and light that are always surrounding you, that are with you from the moment you're created all the way up until we all are no longer. They're always with you and loving you unconditionally. You got your guardian angels and angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who lived here and are on the other side, your ancestors, Creator, of course, Spirit, what other beings of unconditional love, light you believe in, they're always with you. You're never alone. And you have a message of a rainbow. And this says, you are a jewel, even though you may not see it. Even in the darkest times, you shine eternally bright, right? Shades. You are surrounded by an aura of love, and a pot of gold waits beyond the horizon. All will clear soon. Trust and continue to follow your dreams. You are eternally blessed. I love the mention of jewel and gold, because that reminds me of what we just talked about any cracks that we think were in our relationships and our life are actually the gold. They're the things that point us back, like those thorns, to the beautiful, beautiful worthiness of love that we actually do have. Right? And then this is the, of course, white quartz, clear quartz. And we're going to put that over here because that's what clears the energy, that brings you clarity around that your past happened for a reason and on purpose. It's not mistakes. They are designed for you, for your life, for your experiences. And that these things didn't happen to you, they happened for you. And that helps you transform rainbows over to the gold. All right, and we got gold right here. And these are from the heart affirmation cards. I'm just going to see what are the final messages that the Creator has for you for these next 3 months. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we've got 3. And it says, I accept my vulnerability. It strengthens my love of self. I think that's what this is talked about here, right? The thorns allow us to see our vulnerability, which allows us and strengthens our love for self. Then you got the power of the universe shines within me. More shininess, so your true power. And the power is, of course, the unconditional love energy, the unconditional love essence of the Creator of all things. In the universe, you have the celestial here as well. Beautiful. And then lastly, I accept I cannot save everyone. I choose to help those who are open to assistance. So that codependency and all this, trying to save the world, trying to be that enabler, let me save you. And that used to be the type of experience I would have. I needed to be a hero, and so I wanted to attract victims, in my mind to me, so that I could save them. And that always turned out perfect. It did turn out perfect, actually, because the end result always pointed me back to me, right? So it did turn out perfectly, but it did not turn out the way the hero thought it should be. It's like those movies where it's an up and coming new superhero, like the young Spider-Man, most recent ones, where tries to do something and ends up becoming worse. And he's like, oh gosh. But it all is the learning experience. It's all brings us to the gold at the end of the rainbow. So I love this adventure for you. And just know, as you go throughout this amazing 3-month period, that every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. If you want to check out the first love adventure reading that I did, I have the link either here or down here, but you can click over and check that out if you feel so inclined to. If not, you are totally okay without doing that. I love you anyway. So hang in there. Have a beautiful, beautiful 3-month adventure in love, and I will talk to you very soon. You take care.